Hello again, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Um, when I first started collecting, I was all about getting the Lambos and the Rolls Royces. But watching some YouTube channels, there's a channel I'm sure all you guys know. It's called Heavy Metal 164. And he reviewed or showed off this car a long time ago, years ago, I'm guessing. And it just always stuck in my subconscious that I thought that was a cool looking model because I don't recall ever seeing a Toyota Starlet, or maybe I did, I don't know. It's just so old that it's hard to remember. So, sooner or later came, and I have this model now. I got it from someone selling it off Facebook, and it's from a personal collection. It showed up in a bag inside of a box, and luckily there's no damage, but it is quite dusty. So let's take a look here. It's made by a brand called Konami, and unfortunately, Konami I don't think makes any more 164 scale models, which is a shame because they're really good. They were on a good roll, but I don't think they make any more. So the Toyota Starlet, this being the 1300S, body code KP61 from 1978. So these are images I pulled up, I guess, from them. Let's compare those while I talk a little bit about the research I did. The Starlet is considered a subcompact car, and it was available between 1973 to 1999, and it was the replacement for the Toyota Publica. And this is the second generation of the Starlet, which would have been available between 1978 and 1984. And let's see, there was 1 liter up to 1.3 liter inline four, up front, and it was still rear wheel drive, and 3-speed automatic or 4 or 5-speed manual transmissions. And this, I looked at it, it says 5-speed transmission here on the left side, so this would probably be a Sprint model, so that it would have a 1.3 liter, make it around 60 horsepower, and then have a 5-speed transmission and some sort of racy interior according to Wikipedia, whatever that means, I don't know. Some sort of handling suspension upgrades, and then some alloy wheels that were on the AE86 Corollas, but this doesn't seem to have those. These look like steel wheels to me. So, of course, I guess it depends on what country this is sold in. Maybe there was a 5-speed with steel wheels in Japan or one of the export markets. The this three-door KP61 was the first Starlet to ever be sold in America. And unfortunately, because the rust was a big issue, and then a lot of people are using them for rally racing and track racing, it's a pretty sought-after vehicle in real life. It's become a bit of a collector car. And in 1999, the Starlet ultimately ended and was replaced by the Vitz or the Echo or the Yaris, depending on what country you lived in. Okay, so that's what I learned. Hopefully it's correct. Please bear in mind, I just read this stuff off the internet, so if it's wrong, I apologize. Okay, so yeah, clearly we got some dust issues here. Let me take a little paintbrush and hopefully the paint won't fall off the wheels. I've had that happen on some old models where the silver paint will just come off. So hopefully that's not an issue. Okay. So there's green. First, well, how old is this thing? 2005. That's what I'm seeing right there. So 16 years old. So hopefully the paint will hold up. It's great that they write what the car is. And then 164. It's a licensed product. It is riveted just once, so there must be like a tab or something back there. It's got the same treads as most other Konamis, and then a little silver paint on that exhaust tip. Okay, so I do like this lime green color. I think my camera is showing it off as a really bright green. I don't know what's going to come across on YouTube, and also everyone's monitors and mobiles have different color saturations. But when I look at this with my own eyes, it looks like Kermit the Frog green. It's not a bright green, it's more like a classic 70s looking lime. It's not as vibrant as my phone is showing it. Well, anyways, it's pretty cool. I like it. And then, yeah, I guess that's decent detail for, a model like this. Nice coverage into the tires. Yeah, the green here, I guess there's some sort of paint rash going on there. It's pretty faint. Only in certain reflections you can see it. Yeah, you gotta really look for it. I'm just looking at it with my own eyes again now, and I don't really see it too much. A lot of flaws can be seen on the video camera. Okay, so it does say Starlet there, and it's got a little S logo there to the right of it. Looks pretty cool. The door handle and the lock are sticking out and painted silver, and same with this protrusion of the orange reflector on the front side. The windows have some black molding paint there. And it's interesting, the casting. Yeah, the little rain gutter is going up over there, and that's realistic to the real car. Raised wiper blades, but no additional paint, which is kind of weird, I think, because there's black paint here, and maybe that black paint is by the casting. That is a possibility. So that might explain why those aren't black. Okay, some tiny rib detail there. Panel gaps don't seem too bad. The paint isn't filling it in the gaps too much. A little bit there. Oh yeah, there's some chipping or paint rash there. This S logo here up on the grille looks really nice. And then the headlights look really great. You know, clear lenses. The little wiper fluid ejector is there molded into this bumper. And I think this bumper is a separate black plastic piece, so that's nice. And then a little orange paint for the signals. And a little black paint in underneath there. And then this sounds like it's plastic. So I think this is a separate plastic grill inserted. A little silver trim there. Alright. Yeah, I like the silver, you know, light bucket here is painted, and then they put the lens inside of it. So that's pretty cool. Very nice. Alright, let's go around to the back. Yeah, small exhaust tip. Nice translucent tail lights with orange, red, and then the white is painted on top of that surface. So it's good enough. Unfortunately, it's just a blank white license plate. I really wish it said something, you know, Starlet or something like that, but okay, this is really legible. Looks good, looks good. Some black paint here again. You know what, I do think this is part of the plastic. Yeah, so that's weird, right? I mean, they took the effort to paint this plastic black. Why wouldn't they just take the effort to paint those black as well? Strange. Okay, this side, any issues? Well, there's a fuel filler door, and then the silver paint for the lock. But no major paint bubbling or paint rash there. There's some paint rash right there, but it's not major. And then yeah, the wheels look even better on this side. You know, little lug nuts and stuff. Okay, what's great about Konami is they very often have colorful interiors, and this is a nice tan. Looks good. You can see a lot of the details molded into the dashboard, the steering wheel, the seat ribbing there, the e-brake lever, the door panels, the wind down windows. Look at that. Boy, I remember that as a kid. Winding windows up and down. Man, it wasn't... Electric windows really were a luxury. People take them for granted today. But, man, having to do that hundreds of times or thousands of times in my life, I really appreciate electric windows. Okay, you kids have it easy these days. Alright. I'm an old man. I never thought I'd say that, but I did. Okay. Well, it was pretty good. Also, I think Konami have some suspension. Yes, the rear's kind of not as good as the front, but yeah, the front definitely is suspended. So let's pull out one of these solar spinners here. Or you know what? I'm going to pull out the big electric one because I want to show off a couple other Konamis that possibly could have come from the same collection or possibly would have been competing against this car in real life. So let me back out here a little bit. Let me angle this up so you can see the images if you want to pause and compare. So let's start with the Publica, which is the replacement, you know, that this thing was made for. So this came out beforehand, and this again is by Konami. It's a great model, red and white interior. It's got plastic front and rear lights. So a lot of Konamis have painted rear lights, which you'll see next here. So this next one is a Honda Civic, again from Konami in 2004. This is a Civic 1200 RS. So there we go. So that Civic has painted chromed taillights. Like it's chrome plastic, and then they put some translucent orange and red over it. But you can kind of catch the interior. You know, the little steering wheel's got some color, and I think the rest of the interior is black on that one. And then the last Konami I have is from 2005. It's a Nissan Bluebird Triple S. It's, or better known as a Datsun 510. So let's get this up here. It's a bigger vehicle for sure. Here's the footprint view, the plan view. So I do think it's possible that, you know, some people would have been cross-shopping these particular vehicles, all of which would probably have been powered by a inline four-cylinder. You know, fuel economy was a big topic back in the 70s because of the 73 OPEC oil crisis and all that stuff. So big V8s were really meant for the more wealthy people, more economical, frugal people. You know, that's why Japanese brands came to America and were successful. Alright guys, well, yeah, I'm just really happy to have this model. It's it doesn't come up too often on eBay from what I've seen, and when it does, it's probably gonna go for a lot. For some reason, people love this car. I do think it's pretty funky in its styling. I would say out of these three models, I like it the most, partially because of the Kermit the Frog green. But the other two cars don't have plastic taillights. They're painted taillights. And then the other two models don't have colorful interiors. So to be honest with you, the Publica was the best competition as far as a model goes. I actually almost think I like the Publica more. It's a more colorful interior. But okay. Well, anyways, I never really thought I'd be collecting Japanese models, but this whole hobby really sends you off into different tangents. So I'm happy that it's happened, and I'm always happy to show these things off, and I appreciate you guys watching. So hopefully you'll stay tuned until I get a couple more Konamis. I think there's still like a Celica that I need to get, and maybe a few other cars that they've manufactured, a few other models, and hopefully those videos will come soon enough. Alright, I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.